Alright, so this is a video of me doing rear delt flies, working my rear delts, lying on the bench. I like lying on the bench because it gives me not just a reference point, but it makes sure that I don't cheat by lifting my body up, which is very, very common. But even with the rear delts, it's kind of hard because you still always want to cheat by using other muscle groups because they're still small. And then a lot of people, they're underdeveloped. Like in me, they're very underdeveloped. So let's go play the video, and you kind of watch what I'm talking about. And you can actually see my muscles flex because I take off my shirt so you can see my rear delts, and you can see mainly that my medial shoulder is actually working quite hard. And a big part of that is because my rear delts are just very, very underdeveloped. I need to work on those. And also a big part of that is having very tight chest musculature. Like my pec minor especially is very tight. And essentially the only way that I can really stretch it out or really get that rear delt to fire is I have to, really pull back and with the shoulders, even though it doesn't feel like I'm moving them back. The one thing you can look at, especially from this video angle, is my shoulder blades move a ton. And the intention is not to really get them to move. So probably the next time I do this exercise again, I need to kind of do a much lighter weight. So that way I can not use those shoulder blade muscles so much. Because that's what's actually doing them. I mean, you can mix and match whatever you want to do. You can see how I kind of do like a fly movement and burn out until I can't go anymore. And then I do a kind of a dumbbell row movement. And I actually do a 3-set drop set, so I do a super lightweight. I think these are like 5 pounds or maybe 8 pounds. And even though my shoulder blades are moving, I'm still getting a lot of rear delt work. But I think you want to mix, when I say mix and match, you want to try to find ways to work your rear delts without moving your shoulder blades, so that way you can completely isolate them. You can see here that I'm using my hands to just use my arms, and I'm actually making it so that I don't have any weights. And you can tell, see, I can barely get my hands above my head. And it actually looks like they're above my head. That's only because of the camera angle. I'm just moving my head forward. And a lot of it has to do with just having very, very tight chest muscles. You can see how I'm trying to be like an airplane. And part of the reason why I'm doing that is to see if I can get my arms a little bit higher up. And it's working. And really what I'm doing is I'm actually just pulling my arms back and using more of my rhomboids and lats. And I'm just trying to make them burn and make them work and make them activate. This is basically a time when I'm assessing myself in this videos, I really need to spend a lot of time foam rolling and using a baseball or lacrosse ball or softball and pressing it on my chest against the wall and really start to work those chest muscles and just break up that tissue because they're just so tight. Messes up with my overhead press movement. So here I put the video camera a little bit higher, and now I'm doing a rear delt fly. Still very effective for building the rear delts, but you can see the medial delts, there's still a lot of medial delt activation. So now that's my first set. Now I'm doing a drop set with a lighter weight. And I'm just trying to get my hands up. This time I'm actually bringing my hands a little bit more forward to decrease my leverage. And one of the things I do like about this being on the bench is you can keep your chin in one spot so you don't move your head and neck so much, because it's very, very common. So as a third exercise or third repetition, I'm burning out by just using my arms, the weight of my arms to kind of keep them up. And it looked kind of silly, but part of the reason is I'm actually just trying to feel out certain things in my body to, again, improve my mobility and flexibility, because I do love to train. I like to train hard, and I want to make sure that what I'm doing is effective. And there it goes, the little airplane move again. Here's some bicep curls. I'm not really good at these because, man, that night my biceps muscles or my brachioradialis muscles was cramping like shit. But really good camera angle. Stomach doesn't look too big. I want to lean down. I'm always debating whether or not I should lean down. But since I'm focused on powerlifting, I shouldn't drop down a ton of weight just because it's going to make me weaker. Or actually, it's hard because when you cut calories, you get a little bit weaker. So some bicep curls. And then here's a glute ham GHD sit-up, or similar to GHD. It's not quite like a glute ham raise because it's called a hyper extension. I got this $40 on Craigslist, and I won't say I love this thing, but it's very, very effective for working abs. And you can see how I'm just doing partial range of motion because I'm trying to keep tension in that spot where I'm essentially the weakest. I'm also not going all the way back because I don't have the flexibility for it. And there's two reasons why I'm not going all the way back. I'm afraid of hurting something because I'm not used to this exercise. This is still a very new exercise for me. And second of all, I'm feeling it's not bolted to the ground, so I feel like it's going to tip over. It probably won't, but I feel like it might. Here's some back extensions or hyper extensions. And one thing about this exercise you want to consider is you want to make sure that the that your legs and glutes stay very, very tight. Because if your legs don't stay tight, what will end up happening is your hamstring may cramp a little bit. So you don't want your hamstring to cramp. It really sucks. But this is an exercise that I bought this machine or this piece of equipment mainly because I hate doing these exercises, and buying new pieces of equipment kind of allow you to kind of get more motivated to do these things. And I've probably used this thing about 4 times, which is, in my opinion, a pretty good record. You see how I put my arms up? What that does is it decreases the leverage and makes it more difficult. I typically will cycle small muscle groups, just the way I did this video. I'm doing some bicep curls again because I needed to do 3 sets. So I just did the 3 sets with the bicep curls. I think this is, I think that was 65, I think that was 75 pounds with the barbell. And then to the reverse hypers again, or not reverse, GHD sit-up. And this time I do it with a weight. I got a 40-pound dumbbell here. And it's really effective for really building the abs and really making them strong, because when I squatted on, was it on yesterday? What today? Well, when I squatted the other day after doing this, I felt like my abs were definitely contributing to being much stronger. And you know what's interesting? It's not so much that you need to develop them and make them, bigger or necessarily. It's more like waking up the muscles, like waking up the nervous system. A big part of strength is neural connections, how well your mind connects to your muscles. And when you're squatting or deadlifting these big compound movements, you're essentially getting everything to fire. And when you work these muscles, like I'm doing my abs, I'm not necessarily making them thicker. I guess you can say I am definitely making them stronger, but a part of it is creating a better mind-muscle connection so that when they do need them, they fire. And here I go with some back extensions with a 40-pound dumbbell. And by this time, my lower back is pretty fried. Definitely getting a pretty good workout on this thing. I mean, if you can get this, I think you can get this on Amazon. I'll put a link, Amazon link at the bottom. It's an affiliate link. So if you buy anything through that affiliate link, I get a commission. So I really appreciate it. If there's anything you want on Amazon, to buy it through the link. But I recommend that if you do buy this thing, don't buy it from the Amazon link. See if you can find somewhere local and buy it really cheap. That's what I did. And if you are going to pay for something expensive, I would just get a GHD machine, just because it's a little bit, you can do more things with it, and that's essentially what I'm going to get in the future. But anyways, thanks for watching my video. If you click like, it really helps support my channel, as well as subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. If there's any comments or questions you have about working out or lifting, powerlifting, bodybuilding, whatever you want, injury prevention or injury rehabilitation, please leave a comment below. If you know anyone that would benefit from watching this video to kind of help them with their own workouts and fitness, please share it with them, or share it on your Facebook wall or Twitter or Tumblr or whatever social media outlets there are. And again, thanks for watching, and see you later.